Lord Eddard Stark is my father.
And Lady Stark is not your mother, making you the bastard.
Is my mother alive? Does she know about me, where I am, where I'm going? Does she care?
Hello everybody, how are you guys doing? Now this specific video I am going to talk about Lyanna Starks. Okay, first of all, they say Lyanna, child. Y'all know who I'm talking about. We never got to see her in Game of Thrones. We never really got into her character too much because by the time we got to it, she had already passed on. She is the beloved mother of Jon Snow.
The next time we see each other, we'll talk about your mother. I promise.
And we just kind of hear different stories about Lyanna. Like, Lyanna, honestly, she is the most, I think, important character. And not like for her not to be there and be the most important character is just bananas to me. Okay, I have been trying to get together my entire review on Lyanna just so I can just talk about the entire situation, chap.
17 years ago, you rode off with Robert Baratheon. You came back a year later with another woman's son.
Because y'all, I told y'all already, I just started watching Game of Thrones, so I'm late on it, but I'm going to talk about it. And hopefully y'all appreciate this video. I know it's old, but a lot of people still love the show, so I just have to talk about it to somebody with somebody. So here I am with you all, so we going to talk, okay? It's a lot to get through. Now, dang, this specific video is just about Lyanna. I'm trying to break it all down, break each, character down and, my views on it, okay? Because I have to talk about it. I have to get into it, okay? Now, first and foremost, I don't know, like, a lot of people feel like, oh, I should be so upset with her because she got her father wanted her to marry Robert Baratheon, and I'm supposed to just be so mad at her because she should have went with the guy that her father wanted her to marry, and everybody had decided, and he was close friends, with her brother Ned, and, it was just so bogus of her to go the route that she went on. She should have just went with the man that was betrothed to her, and she started all these wars, and you have to hate her, you have to hate her. I kind of don't hate her. I kind of don't hate her. It's giving me Romeo and Juliet. Okay, it is because it just is. Okay, I don't know, it is because she knew who her man was, she knew who she wanted. And I also want to say that I don't believe what's said about her. Like, people try to say that she's this timid, like when you hear different people talk about, they just feel as though that she just did not know. She didn't know. I think she knew, okay? Because when people talk about her description, she's definitely layered to Arya. So if she's like the sister Arya, how they Sansa and then it's Arya. She's connected to Arya as far as how boyish she is, right? And I think that she has the beauty of Sansa, but she has the boyishness, of Arya. And I love like the layers to her.
Stop showing off! Lyanna!
My Aunt Lyanna. I've seen her statue in the crypt. My father never talked about her.
She was a sword fighter, and people don't believe that. I believe that take about her being a sword fighter. If she was all boyish like that, she had to be fast on her feet. She could kick some butt. I believe that. And I believe especially how Arya and her dad was very close, and the mom was always trying to get her to be more like her sister. I believe that their closeness is in connection to him and how he felt about his sister. And now I know why but other than the fact that that's his daughter, of course he loves her, but I think there was something about her that just made her like just absolutely amazing, for her to just steal her father's heart. And I think it's that, close tied to her actions or how she acted so much like her god dang auntie. So I think that was cute. But I want to get into her as a character, right? Because people talk about how it's a lot of shade, a lot of shade going on, okay? A lot of shade.
Your bastard's mother.
Wyler.
That's it. She must have been a rare wench to make Lord Eddard Stark forget his honour. You never told me what she looked like.
No, will I?
Okay, so a lot of people was telling me to pay attention to how Lyanna is shady. And I'm like, Lyanna was not shady to me, okay? They she was sitting over here betrothed, okay, to Robert Baratheon, and then she started playing around with Rhaegar because she was actually betrothed to marry Robert, you know, and she just didn't want to marry him. She wanted Rhaegar, and Rhaegar was whole married child. He had like 2 kids, and it's just, for me, I just thought that interesting.
The last time I was in the capital was many years ago. Another wedding. My sister Elia and Rhaegar Targaryen, the last dragon. My sister loved him. She bore his children, swaddled them, rocked them, fed them at her own breast. Elia wouldn't let the wet nurse touch them. And beautiful, noble Rhaegar Targaryen left her for another woman. That started a war, and the war ended right here when your father's army took the city.
Because when you watch the show, you see that, hey, they got married in like a secret marriage, and it was like a hidden secret marriage between them. So that was supposed to be the reason why Jon Snow wasn't a bastard, because, you know, they married in secret. I ain't never, ever thought about it, but damn, he was already married? He was like, wait, sister, what? Not that this man was already married. So then what you mad for? I was over here. That went over my head. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. It went over my head because I'm sitting over here thinking like, okay, wait. So if this man was already married, then you really didn't have no reason to like not want to marry Robert. You just didn't like him. And back then, I guess women they just could not like nobody, okay? Like, they could not just not like nobody. So you just decided that you did not want to marry him, because not that you gonna sit over here and Lily, I think her name is Lyanna. I was about to say Liliana. Lyanna was whole married, and you was kind of like the side chick. I don't think you can have, like, back then, I never seen, and anyways, from watching the show, I've never seen somebody have 2 wives. So you can't, it's one person's a bastard and one person's your wife. So if he was married to Liliana already, then Lyanna Stark, it don't matter. What? Girl, what? You said that. Now, I get it, okay? Because Robert Baratheon, or I'm not gonna mess up his name, okay? Because if y'all don't know this, Robert's not my favorite character, but Robert Baratheon, she didn't want to marry him, and all the other girls was all smitten with him. They just thought that he was and he was a womanizer. That's probably why she didn't want him too, because her being a strong, like, sword fighter, she didn't want the guy that every girl wanted. And what's crazy is he was so attracted to her. He deemed her as the love of his life. I spoke about it in my previous video, like, if y'all didn't know better and y'all just was listening to what he said, you would swear these 2 people was in a love like no other. Whole time it was one-sided. He was the Lulu.
What Rhaegar Targaryen did to your sister, the woman I loved. I'll kill every Targaryen I get my hands on.
You can't get your hands on this one, can you?
And it wasn't like she didn't feel the same way. It wasn't like both of them like shared the feelings and blah, blah, blah. No. No. It was, he was alone in that. He was alone in those feelings. So you would really think that this man really loved her. And for her to, like, this shattered the whole story to me, okay? Jon Snow still a bastard, okay? Lyanna, she's Lyanna. I'm gonna just keep calling her Lyanna, child. You know I'm messing up her name, but y'all know who I'm talking about. Like, she did all of this for what? Like, this was somebody's whole husband, and he was already married, and him, like, both of y'all was just reckless. Oh my God, just reckless for no reason.
Some fans have also theorized, however, that this was less a love affair and more a strategic move for Rhaegar. If he truly believed he needed 3 children to fulfill the prince that was promised prophecy, he would have had to have an affair, because his wife was deemed unfit to have a 3rd child.
Like, what? What is you, like, girl, what? He was supposed to be with Lyanna Martell. That was his, like, okay? What are you talking about? No, for real. Because Rhaegar Targaryen was supposed to be with Lyanna Martell. So you messing around with this man, or you thinking that this man is just yours, or y'all doing a secret marriage after he's already married. None of that makes sense, okay? She was like the troublemaker of the season. I'm sorry. Now that we got that part, it doesn't make sense.
Lord Went held a great tourney at Harrenhal. Everyone was there. The Mad King, your father, Robert Baratheon, and Lyanna. She was already promised to Robert. The last 2 riders were Barristan Selmy and Rhaegar Targaryen. When Rhaegar won, everyone cheered for their prince. Remember the girls laughing when he took off his helmet and they saw that silver hair, how handsome he was. Until he rode right past his wife, Elia Martell, and all the smiles died. I've never seen so many people so quiet. He rode past his wife, and he lay a crown of winter roses in Lyanna's lap, blue as frost. How many tens of thousands had to die because Rhaegar chose your aunt?
She didn't want to be with Robert Baratheon because she felt like, hey, this man was whole, you know, had a whole kid. He's just out here having bastards here and there. And then for real, her brother told her, like, he gonna be different when he marry you, okay? He gonna be different. He love you. Them other women, he just messing around. If you was his beloved wife, he would hold range to that. And the way he was so obsessive over her, I really feel like if he would have got with her, she would have really gave him a chance. She probably would have fell for him. You know, she probably would have learned to love him like they did back in the day. And she just felt like she's very strong-minded and strong-willed. So I think that, like, she did not care what nobody was saying. She didn't feel no type of way about him, so she wanted to do what she wanted to do. And because she wanted to do what she wanted to do, I don't care what nobody say, because people gonna be like, oh, she didn't know. She was no. She knew what she was doing, and she started a whole war. A lot of people died because of her. Kind of similar to how I feel about Sansa, but I'm gonna get on Sansa later on, okay? But if you think about it, she kind of shady a little bit. She kind of messed up.
Rhaegar won a jousting tournament at Harrenhal, one of the greatest of the time, and instead of choosing his wife as the Queen of Love and Beauty, he rode past her and placed the crown of blue winter roses in Lyanna Stark's lap.
You wanted somebody's husband. This man had already had 2 kids and was whole goddamn married. It don't matter how sweet he was, how kind he was, how polite he was. This man was already spoken for. What are you doing, sister?
Rhaegar never liked killing. He loved singing.
This man is whole married. This man is whole. He got a whole situation. He's hers. You may have wanted him now, but she had him all the time. What are you doing? I'm sitting over here like this. No. Because in the show, they portrayed her to just like, oh, they loved each other. And, you know, I just thought that he was betrothed to marry, I believe her, the Martell girl. I thought he was betrothed to marry her. Whole time he was a full-time, like damn near married. He was, boom, married to this woman. And they had 2 kids. Way before she came along, trying to marry him and have his, you know, Jon Snow, all of that. So she was kind of shady. They might have been in love. It might have been with, you know, they thought she might have wanted, but no. I don't care what she wanted. This man was already spoken for. No wonder why everybody was looking like, who? Hold up, not you whole married. And he's supposed to like be, and when I say he, I'm talking about Robert Baratheon is supposed to be marrying this woman, and you got 2 kids and stuff, and you making her what they said, the ball of the season or the beauty of the season. You know, the thing where he threw the flowers at her feet. You doing all of that whole time. You got a woman. You have somebody. So at this point, I'm with Robert. Robert Baratheon should have killed you, because what are you doing? She need her ass whooped, because what was she thinking? Like, people kind of don't realize this. She knew that this man was married. Everybody knew what it was. So for her to, I guess she just wanted what she wanted, had the hots for who she wanted, and did not care about nothing. She actually was not no saint. I wish they had an earlier story of Game of Thrones when all of this went down, so we could see them when they were younger. I would love that. But in my opinion, in my heart, I feel like, no, this woman was bogus. This woman was wrong. This woman had no business doing what she did. She's the reason why so many people died, and it wasn't even justified. I thought it was a cute little Romeo and Juliet story, but Romeo was whole damn married with 2 kids. At this point, this is a situation where the side chick got exactly what she, you know, deserved. I'm not trying to be mean when I say it. She got what she deserved because she knew that man was spoken for. You knew the man was married, and you did not care about his wife or them kids, and you did what you did. Got your whole family killed. You know what I'm saying? Everybody done died because of you. Now, going back and rewatching, this is the most selfish scene ever. The most selfish scene ever. First and foremost, did nobody tell you to go over here and mess with somebody else's husband? Okay, somebody else's husband, and then on top of that, y'all was from opposing households. You got on the other side, messed around with that woman's husband, and now everybody chasing him, trying to kill him, and you want your brother to excuse his life and hide your little secret for you because you know your betrothed husband is gonna go after your son. This is a mess. This is Jerry Springer, ain't it? It's a mess because she did all of this. It's all her fault. all her fault, and it's so unfair to her brother. I feel bad for him because she put him in a position that he has to protect this child, where if it would have been found out, a whisper, anything, that would have been his life. He could have died. And you like are so selfish. You didn't think about like all of this, the poor baby, your damn brother, none of this. You just thought that you wanted a married man, a Targaryen or whatever, and he allegedly wanted to be with you because he wanted a baby, because he thought that he was gonna have the promised king, the promised prince is gonna be from him. Like all this stuff, everybody, both of y'all was selfish. He wanted what he wanted. Maybe some of it was love, and maybe some of it he knew he had to have a D kid. So he did all of this just, in my opinion, to just mess, like just be a mess, just be messy. This entire situation is messy. The poor brother in the middle of this is a regular episode of Maury and Jerry Springer back in the day, because these people was messy, especially her talking about some keep my secret, Ned, please keep my secret, Ned. Now you got him holding his goddamn baby, and you gonna put him in this position that he got to keep your little secret, and looking just like damn. That's why they was over here guarding the castle. When he came, he came to get his sister or whatever, when she allegedly was kidnapped and Ard, which all lies. When this happened and they got her and took her, they were guarding her. That man rather died than to see her be harmed. That should have told Ned something then. Poor Ned don't know nothing about nothing. He's just in the middle of his sister's mess because she want to be a part of Maury and Jerry Springer. And it's just messy because you got mad at Robert Baratheon for having a side baby. This man got 2 kids and whole married, but it's cool with you. You cool with being his third baby mama, but don't want to get married and be like, it just sounds like a mess to me. But we I'm gonna keep talking about it. Because of you, and the whole time since you knew he was married. What are you doing? Come on now. Mary actively taking care of his kids for real. You know what I'm saying? At least Robert Baratheon, ain't no DNA test to prove that he actually had them kids. People are saying allegedly he had them kids. It's alleged until we get DNA. And since DNA did not exist back then, Robert Baratheon wasn't married to them people. But you knew this man was married, with his wife, and like rode past his wife and threw flowers at your feet. Ooh, this it's shady a little bit. It's kind of She was not no saint. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I loved her at first when I loved the idea of her, but once I did a little bit more research, I started thinking like the homegirl knew. She knew what was up. She knew that this man was whole married. She knew, and everybody trying to like give excuses for her. No. Lyanna knew. Okay, Lyanna knew he was married. I don't care if you like Rhaegar. Okay, you knew he was married. You knew he was with somebody. And the Martell girl, Aaliyah, Martell, the sister, she got a right to be mad. Everybody got a right to you was selfish, okay? Selfish as hell. Did not care about nobody but you and your selfish desires. You and that man. But, I just, that's all I gotta say about that.
Of how Jon's parents met and fell in love in the first place. Given that they were from opposing houses, Rhaegar was already married, and they'd never been seen together in public. Were they truly in love? Or was Rhaegar the kidnapping, raping monster the Targaryen enemies say he was?
Because, let me mess up everybody's mindset and all the theories and tell y'all, I'm gonna kill y'all with the truth. Ain't no theory over here. Yeah, she was bogus. But that's all I gotta say about Lyanna. As beautiful as she is, or gorgeous as she is, she was a two, you know what I'm saying, conniving, you know what I'm saying, she was 2-timing, all that, period. Okay, period. And I feel bad for Robert. Now we put it like this. I kind of feel bad because he was smitten and he was indeed a whore. But he killed everybody because of some stuff. You caused that man, everything attached to him to die. Hell, Jon Snow was definitely going to die because of his mama's stupidity.
In my dreams, I kill him every night.
Rhaegar, his wife, and his first 2 children were all killed in Robert's rebellion.
But yeah, that's all I gotta say. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all tell me if I'm tripping, or do y'all really, because doesn't this change your mindset about how you really think about, Lyanna?
After the Night of the Laughing Tree episode, Lyanna was taken to the Tower of Joy to give birth to Jon Snow and died shortly after childbirth.
You know what I'm saying? It does for me. It definitely changes my mindset because, girl, Lyanna Stark was tripping. But that's all I gotta say. Bye. Love y'all.